Delete.
I get excited every time that thing plays. I don't know. It hypes me up. Hello, and welcome to the Cup Ringside, where we are real, and we giving you the best seat in the house, ringside, and all of our thoughts and all of our opinions. And welcome to you. You're welcome. You're welcome for being here. I am Lana. I'm your resident evil diva, but for now, just for now, it might change. I'm an event of epic proportions. Period. I am that event. Word. Period. And I'm not drinking anything because I didn't grab anything to drink because I just didn't. But if I was drinking something, for sure, I'd be drinking out of my cup. Period. You can get your cup mugs at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com, where we do ship in the U.S., in Canada, and Mexico for sure. So for you, there are no excuses. Internationally, and therefore, while we can no longer rip on Lewis, there are some excuses. So you know what? It's okay. I'm working on it. But the second I work on it, Lewis, I'm back to ripping on you about not having a cup mug. But for right now, no, you're good.
I can't wait.
You're fine. But everybody else, get your cup mugs. Period. Yeah. Okay.
Hailing all the way from Manchester, England, standing 6 feet tall.
5'6".
In him.
It's the bit.
I'm Lewis, and I am very excited to finally get on a ringside video. I've been on quite a lot of wrestling videos, but now we've switched over to this new channel. I'm very excited to start this new era review.
Triggered by the mention of the words "new era."
Era.
I heard endeavor, and I got nervous. Okay.
What qualities does this podcast possess that makes us want ruthless aggressive? Anyway, right, let's move on.
Okay, we move. Good, Amy.
Hailing from the Bronx, New York, the Killer Queen, once in a lifetime. I'm Amy. Very excited to be on this new channel. This is a very, very exciting video for me. I can't wait to get into it. I'm drinking water. Just drink your water, everyone. Hydrate. Your kidneys will thank you. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Brooke.
That was me. I thought Topher was next. Oops. Okay. Sorry. I forgot. We always let Topher go last. Sorry.
Yes, we have to.
Hi, everybody. It's Brooke. I'm not doing where I'm from because, quite frankly, I don't like where I'm from, and I'm gonna do that soonish. Yeah. The cup has made an entrance. Yay! Ringside is here. Yeah. So, I am drinking water that I got from Taco Bell because Taco Bell.
Sweet.
And I am so happy because as the person who made picked the pictures out for this PowerPoint, every single picture there is great, and I'm so excited.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming down the aisle, hailing in at 5'9", weighing in at 185 pounds, your disputed WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Topher.
That's right, y'all.
Let's go.
That might be the single best Howard Finkel I have ever heard. Holy shit.
Okay. You got me at disputed. You're disputed champion. Done.
That killed me.
It's arguable that I'm a champion. I'm just
right.
We don't know.
I may be one of the best champions in
or
all
the worst,
land, but I also may not be.
Who knows? Who knows?
Dear
But
Lord,
you
that
got-
was so great.
I love that. I love that so much. And shout out to our other panelists who couldn't be here. Wes, we see you. We know you're watching. Shout out to you. But
Wes,
we thank you all for
Wes.
I love that. Next time he gets here, we're doing that. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna tell him to
Be
watch
ready,
this.
Wes.
That's
When you
the
come.
Wes bit.
When you come, that is next. It's just happening. But anyway, I wish I could do a recording and have everybody just go, Wes. Okay, that's crazy. Before we get into what we're talking about, because everybody's excited to talk about it, subscribe to this channel. We're new. We're starting off. We need all the subscriptions as possible. So subscribe to this channel. Get us in the algorithm. We want to come out and talk some wrestling with y'all. We want to be right up there with all those other wrestling podcasts doing what they're doing. We want to put our little 2 cents in the matter too. So subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell so you know every time we drop a video. We're going to try to get videos out to you more and more constantly every week. So if you want to get ready for this is WrestleMania week. This is WrestleMania week. We are in WrestleMania week officially. And so things are happening. We are ready to talk about it. We got boots on the ground at WrestleMania. Topher, go be there. Go give us some live reactions, some blogs happening about WrestleMania. We got a lot of WrestleMania content coming out. Our prediction videos coming out. We got other stuff coming out. We finna do this, and we want y'all to just be here for the ride. So subscribe to that channel, to this channel, hit the notification bell, do all the things, and then go support us on all of our other channels at the Cup Pod, the Cup TV, and the Cup ESC. If you are a fan of Drag Race, go to the Cup Pod. If you're a fan of reality TV, the Cup TV. And if you're a fan of Eurovision Song Contest, the Cup ESC. We got you covered on all things that you want to talk about or hear about. We got you. So the Cup is a one-stop shop. Check out the Cup. And if you want to become a member, of this channel and get exclusive content on all of our channels can go into our membership. Go to the Cup Pod, hit the join button, $5 a month. You'll get exclusive content, early access to things. And then if you just like Patreon better, you can go to Patreon. Same exclusive content, but just a different app if that's what you like. So do all of those things. We appreciate you. We are here for you. Now, what we came here to do today is talk about WrestleMania entrances. We're super excited. Now, all of us have our own takes. We all have our own opinions on what is the best WrestleMania entrance. Some we might agree, we might not agree, but we want to talk about it. So what we did was we all picked our favorites, we compiled it, and we came up with the top 12 WrestleMania entrances. So these are our top 12, not in any particular order, just what we thought. So everybody got their picks. We got 2 picks apiece. We do have picks for Wes, but Wes just couldn't be here. So we're going to do that, and we're going to talk about all of this. How excited are y'all to talk about this now? I just need to know.
I'm very excited.
So excited.
Because everybody was just like, I'll just go ahead and get everything together, get all the technical stuff handled. And I was looking over these picks, and I'm like, oh my God, no one picked anything that is even remotely laughable. Like, all of these are fantastic choices.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited.
Yeah. I'm coming. Yep, that's the right one. I had to remember which one I was going to use. Couldn't remember. But there we are.
God, that graphic is great, Lana.
Thank you. I'm going to make it bigger though, because
It's giving bliss.
It's giving show off.
Well, you know.
It is giving a little Ziggy Pop vibes, yeah.
Yes.
Maybe I like the show off. You know what I did? No, you know what I did? Honestly, I did this for Wes because I know how much of a fan Wes is of Dolph Ziggler, and I wanted to make Wes be like, yeah.
God, just poor Wes.
I just really like this one. I just really like this.
Yeah.
I saw this one. I was like, this screams, but maybe, wrestling. It screams wrestling to me. But here we are. So we're going to go in the order of, I'm going to go first. Then it's I'll do Wes. We can talk about all of them, but me, Wes, Lewis, Brook, Lewis, Topher, Amy. That's what it is. Yeah. Look, thank you. He was like, Brook was like, no. I was like, okay.
We're gonna get there. It's okay.
It's all right. It's all right. But my first pick, is Bianca Belair from WrestleMania 38. Look here. I am from the South. I live in the South. I'm not from the South. I live in the South now, but most of my life has now been in the South. Football games, football is life down here. Football is life. And if you go to a football game, marching bands is right up there next to the football play. In some places, the band is better than the football game itself. You go to the game for the band.
Mm-hmm.
Period. So when Miss Bianca Belair decided to come out in Dallas with Texas A&M, an HBCU band, and she came out there with this, I was like, girl. This was her first WrestleMania as champion. And I was like, yeah, you got to make an impression. You are now the champion. You are not just coming out as the newbie. And she ate it up. I love this. I love this so much. It was one of my favorite. Bianca has not missed on entrances yet. And I just have a sneaky feeling that we'll be talking about another Bianca Belair moment. But yeah, this was one of my favorites. So.
I mean, and not trying to disregard it, but also Texas A&M is like famously one of the most talented marching bands in all of college anything, right? So one, great choice. Second, we're in Dallas. I mean, you couldn't have really picked anything better. Also, this ring gear, holy crap! She won ring gear of the year last year for her WrestleMania 39 attire.
Yes, she did.
But like. Dear Lord, this ring gear is just yet another example of why Bianca Belair is one of the most talented women on the planet.
Yeah, Bianca is that girl. Like, she just is. And the way that this entrance made my heart sing, it was a love letter to Black culture. It was a love letter to Black women. Bianca is just everything. This gear was everything. The fact that she makes her own gear and puts so much time and effort into it, on top of being an amazing wrestler, being able to create these stunning looks and having these cohesive storylines through her looks, is just phenomenal. And just, I watch this clip back all the time because it's just that good.
Bianca Belair, like, this is, I promise you, I was there. It was live. It was the most, like, so exhilarating to have all of these, this marching band come out, and they started to play Bianca's music, and you just got nothing but goosebumps. And then Bianca's name pops up on the thing, and she comes out, and this is Bianca's first, like, biggest moment. She had just had her championship taken away from her back at SummerSlam, and it was time to get it back right here at WrestleMania 38.
Mm-hmm.
This was the moment. This was the make good for what had happened at the SummerSlam the year prior. And, like, this is what WrestleMania is made out of, and these are the moments that it's made out of.
Absolutely.
I feel like when we talk about WrestleMania entrances in general, you always have those people that are going to deliver every year, and there's a few that we're going to mention tonight. But I feel like Bianca is that person now. Where you know that she's going to deliver an absolutely incredible entrance at Mania, and I'm very excited for 40. Because I know that we're going to get that once again this year, which we will talk about that match, because I'm very excited for that match.
We will talk about that match, period. But yeah.
If you want our thoughts on that match, go watch our predictions video for WrestleMania 40. which should be up
Absolutely.
soonish from the time of this upload.
Sure. Yeah. I just loved it. Bianca Belair's everything and
Everything.
everything. Yeah. Up next is Wes's pick, and Wes picked the New Day in WrestleMania 32. And I'm so glad Wes picked this because I was seriously considering this one. I was like, oh, I really want this one, but I don't know if I want to do it. First of all, these outfits, stupid good. Like crazy good. And the inspiration from it, right? The inspiration from it was so great. So great. And then this is when the New Day was at like this height, this peak of just greatness. They were having all kinds of merch coming out for New Day. We had Bootio's cereal.
They make sure you ain't booty.
You know, Bootio's cereal. We ain't really had no food tier like top stuff in a long time in wrestling, since the WrestleMania bars, since the wrestling WWE bars that they had, the ice cream bars. But we had Bootio's cereal, and it was so great. And then they came out in this giant box of cereal, and the thing tilts over, and y'all, that was some epic stuff, and I appreciated this so much. I loved every second of this. They looked amazing. I love the New Day. I still love the New Day. To this day, they are some of my favorite people, and they are some of the nicest guys in the world. And I love the New Day. I love them.
I mean, on top of it, for me too, another reason I really like this entrance is because they have the pretty tag belts that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
The old school copper ones before they had their own SmackDown belts. But on top of that, Wes and I are both huge New Day people, and I was like, "Yeah, bud, you need to send me your picture of the video." He sent me one word. He didn't say New Day at WrestleMania 32. He just sent Bootios.
Booty.
Like, okay, well, I get it.
Word.
Like you just can't think it up. Like whoever thought of this, I want whatever they were having, because you must be high on something to think of. But I love it. And we mentioned, I know, not to talk about different things that aren't wrestling. Being a Eurovision fan, this is something you'd expect on a Eurovision stage.
True.
This was a incredible. So the New Day is evident of what happens when you just allow people to just be themselves with the volume turned up. That is how you get over in wrestling. This, if you put on paper, you're gonna come out of a box of Bootios in Dragon Ball Z outfits, and it's like, okay, no, that's never gonna work. That's silly. But the New Day is able to pull it off and make it work. I miss peak New Day. You know what I mean? I hope Big E is able to recover and get back into the ring. I don't know what his current situation is, but the New Day truly rocks.
Period.
I mean,
yeah. For me, when I think of the greatest tag teams of all time, at the top of the list is the New Day. And this particular entrance for me, I know I got a little emotional because just seeing their growth from their beginnings to where they were for 32, I was just so incredibly proud to see three people that are genuinely good friends, that are so creative and so charismatic and so fun, and just seeing them be given the keys to the kingdom, like do what you want, and to see the absolute funky chaos that comes out of their minds, just like chef's kiss. It's so fun to watch this back. Every time I watch this performance, like this entrance here, I just smile so much. It's so good. New Day definitely rocks.
Absolutely.
So I mean, they are going to be on the 40 card. They are in the tag title ladder match. Don't know if their odds are really great at winning it, but if they were to win it, we are all popping. We are all.
I'm screaming!
Absolutely.
That would be.
They will get an entrance.
It will get a pop. the pop that I would almost like imagine like a Ryder Intercontinental Championship win pop.
Oh, 1,000% in
Oh, yeah.
Philly too. Like that's
Yeah.
that's a
Mhm.
pop.
It
like
would be
no other.
so unexpected that because we'd be like, wait, the New Day? Great. 'Cause
Yes.
okay, it's like you know what? I ain't even mad at that. So we go scream for this. I would love to see the New Day get another title run, and if anybody deserves it, it's the New Day. I
Mhm.
do know Biggie is very much like I'm taking it very, very slow and coming back in my return. And even he says something like, even if I can't come back in the ring, my voice still works. So we can see Big E in commentary, and I'll be very happy for that too. I just need Big E back on my screen.
His energy,
every-
yeah.
Isn't
He
he,
is- He is one of the most
hosting the
charismatic.
Slammies?
Yes, he is. Big E is one of the single most charismatic people that has ever been in the WWE.
Absolutely.
Period. Right? Just let him be their manager. If he can't get back in the ring, right?
Oh,
There are
could you-
plenty of There are plenty of managers who don't take bumps, right? There are plenty of managers who just exist and are a manager, right? Big E could just turn into a valet of sorts. I don't think anyone would mind. We all love this man.
No.
Like if y'all remember when he won the world title, y'all remember how happy
I
we were when he
cried.
won-
Oh!
I cried.
Happy
It
tears.
is one of the most satisfying moments I have ever experienced as a wrestling fan. They did him so dirty, but beside the point.
Him and Kofi.
We just won him back.
Oh,
He's
same
been
thing with
gone for
Kofi,
2
you know.
years. It's been 2 years, y'all.
Yeah.
2 years.
It's
Like-
time. It's
It's
time. It's time. And the worst part is, I was at the SmackDown when he got hurt, and I was like, no. So it's really very like, oh no. So like, I really want him to come back to heal the trauma that I felt when he was hurt. I need that trauma healed in my brain because that's not cute. It's hurt. It's hurt.
Mm.
But
Great pick,
yeah,
Wes. This was
great
a
pick,
great
Wes.
pick.
And also,
next. Oh, go
I was
ahead.
going to say they should bring back cereals with toys inside. I don't know if that's
Period.
like
Oh my god, they're literally the toy inside. Oh my god.
It's a
That's
toy in it.
so good.
We really need cereal with toys in it because guess what? I still eat cereal and I like my surprises at the bottom of the box. I like to dig my hand in the whole box before it's over and grab out my surprise first. Yeah, I did that. I was that kid. I did that. But I don't care. I did it. But okay, up next. Brooks pick.
It's me, and I picked Nakamura at WrestleMania 34. So first off, talking about having music played, like special versions of music being played on entrances. I love it when that happens at Mania. That's really, for the most part, the only time they ever really do it. Occasionally, they'll do it in like specific shows, like they did at Backlash last year, that kind of thing. But you have all of these violinists playing one of the best wrestling themes of all time. Let's tell facts, okay? Then Nina Strauss, guitar legend Nina Strauss, is playing Nakamura's entrance, right? This is after he won the Rumble. He's going into a world title match with AJ Styles that he should have won, by the way. And this is the most over this man ever got in this company, right? We are all devouring Shinsuke Nakamura on our screens anytime he is there. And this is like the last time this company ever let him feel like a megastar to me. And it's so special. Also, I just love the light package they chose for this. Like, it's something that's so small, but the yellow light on this entrance just makes it feel so impactful and so important. Because I feel like a lot of the time they would have just went with red to like sell the color palette and stuff. But no, that yellow is like, oh no, this is a star, right? This is the guy you need to focus all of your energy right here. And also, yeah, Nina Strauss, great. Love seeing her too. So amazing. One of my favorite entrances ever.
Yeah, like I hate to bring up this cursed man's name, but it very much was giving like Hulkamania Colors vibes. Like they were pushing him, like push him to the moon. He's he's it, you know? This entrance definitely gave me goosebumps. Like seeing Nina, I was just like screaming at the top of my lungs. Just incredible performance by everyone involved. The goosebumps were so real that day. And yeah, as someone that literally lost it to see Nakamura win the Rumble, I went into this event so hyped, and he could have just come out and done his normal entrance and I would have been just as excited, but this really took it over the top in a way that just let you see who he was and like why they put so much time and energy into building him up as the character that he is and the amazing wrestler that he is. So sad he didn't win, but he absolutely should have. He went into this looking like he was going to be the winner. It was just incredible.
Well, and as the AJ Styles stan, someone who is, I adore AJ Styles and everything he does. It is well documented on this podcast, on the older videos. Nakamura should have won this match, point blank, end the period. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, they did not know how to use Nakamura properly at the time, but they did understand what they had as far as Nakamura's entrances, because from the moment that he debuted a year prior to this, it was like every time Nakamura entered, and the fact that he's able to, it looks like he is literally being electrified by his music every time he comes to the idol, and like all of those gyrations are perfectly in sync with the music. The man is a human lava lamp, you know what I'm saying? And it is incredible. And so for when he came down at WrestleMania 34, yes, this was a victor about to happen. And I still think he could have turned heel and won the championship, and that whole summer feud with AJ would have been a lot better. But that's not the topic today. But he is an incredible superstar. And I do think that, again, like we could go on and on about misguided judgments, but this was so good all the way up until the bell rang on this matchup. And like, this is one of those moments that makes WrestleMania feel like WrestleMania. And this was WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
I think WrestleMania, WWE, they've tried this live music entrance thing a lot of the times. I think this is one of the rarest times where, in my personal opinion, this worked. I couldn't care for the Motorhead live performance of WrestleMania Triple H. I couldn't care for that. This was incredible. Nina Strauss, please entertain. Nina Strauss, is she representative of a band of some sort? I'm not sure.
What are you asking? What are you asking?
Nina Strauss. Nina Strauss
was she in a band?
She's just a very legendary guitarist.
Okay.
Like, she's done a lot.
Right. But yeah, I loved this entrance. I remember this WrestleMania very vividly because I had to watch this WrestleMania on the road because I had booked a Bring Me the Horizon gig the same night as WrestleMania. So I got straight out of Bring Me the Horizon straight onto my phone trying to find a taxi home. And I had to watch WrestleMania for the most part in a taxi. But yes, this was one of the key moments I remember from that WrestleMania. Shinsuke knows how to pull off, and Shinsuke is a huge part of his entrances. Like, WWE for a good chunk of time did the packaging for him, but I don't think it would be the same if Shinsuke did not know how to, again, with the gyrations,
the showmanship. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I feel like being in that atmosphere, because I was there, it was just something else to watch. That it was so beautiful to see that happen. But it's crazy because from where I was sitting, I had a very side view of this entrance. And so I didn't get to appreciate certain things until I got home and was able to watch it again. Like this picture, and please believe I'm not trying to bring up old rules, but seeing the way the lighting hits with that set and stage behind it, and the yellow and the red and then the white in the middle, it's just so good. And I feel like if they would have did all red, it would have been cute, but it wouldn't have been as good without adding that yellow. And I think that yellow being added felt very New Orleans with it. Like it gave Shinsuke with the New Orleans sort of feel to it. And it was just beautiful. So I'm looking at this picture and I'm like, that would be like one of the most stunning Mardi Gras masks. If you would have saw a Mardi Gras mask in that yellow and that red and that white, I'd have been like, oh, that mask is cute. I want that mask. This is just a beautiful entrance from Shinsuke, and having all the violinists and then the guitars. It was just a good moment to be there. And it's just, I'm gonna have to watch it again just to relive it, because it was actually definitely worth watching again. So great pick, Brooke. Absolutely stunning pick.
Fantastic. And Lewis, to answer your question, Nita Strauss is currently the guitarist for Alice Cooper.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
Alice
she tours. She's like the lead guitar for LA Kiss, I'm pretty sure. She's done other things with WWE too. She performed at Evolution, I think. She's had one of her songs was the theme song for an NXT event at one point. Like, she's done a lot of stuff with the company before. But she's one of the most legendary female guitarists in the history of rock music. Yeah.
Like, if you had to think of like top guitars, you see like Slash as like the top man and Nita's top woman, like same tier of iconic levels of energy.
She's done a Super Bowl, right?
I believe so, yes.
Probably. That wouldn't surprise me.
I wouldn't surprise me at all if she had. But all right, let's keep it moving. Up next is Lewis's pick.
Woo.
I have a feeling this
Getting
is
a little hot in here.
It really is. I have a feeling this is most definitely not the first and only appearance that this man's going to make.
Oh, absolutely not.
Nope.
Absolutely not.
I mean, you can't talk about Mania without mentioning The Undertaker, but I think this entrance in particular, WrestleMania 20, was one of the earliest, at least in my memory, one of the earliest special entrances that Undertaker made at Mania. And the combination of Paul Bearer coming out this whole, like, oh, but he's dead, but wait, he's being brought back to life. Look, he's there. Oh my god, I love this. The fire sticks. I remember there, like, for years after this entrance, when you go on like a game like SmackDown vs. Raw or whatever, that was like the special entrance that he would make with what. Are you okay, Brooke?
You said, I'm sorry, calling them a fire stick got to me.
Yes, the Amazon Fire Sticks.
Amazon Fire Stick.
Amazon Fire Stick.
A torch, Lewis.
The torches.
Yeah.
Torches. Yes, that's the word.
Yes.
We're just gonna chalk it up to you being British, Lewis. That's all. That's all. Torches.
It caught me off guard. I'm sorry.
The fire stick is funny. I laughed too.
I can almost imagine like someone trying to do a parody of like a Gilbert situation, but with like an Undertaker take on Gilbert, but they have Amazon Fire Sticks instead.
It's a fire stick.
Yeah, this, honestly, watching this back, like, a lot of these entrances that we're going to talk about have given me goosebumps. That's why they're in our top list, right? But the Paul Bearer of it all just does something for me that can never be replicated. Obviously, rest in peace, Paul Bearer. But this was like the peak of, I feel like his power returning in this point here was really what set the standard for an incredible Mania entrance. And I feel like it really, really brought it above and beyond for me. Like, I was already going to be excited. It's Taker at Mania. We all know what's coming and we're all like excited for the spooky of it all. But Paul Bearer just does it for me. One of the greatest managers of all time. Absolutely. Seeing him really brings us over the top into the greatness tier for me. Just an incredible entrance. Also, Taker was in like such great shape here. Like, this was just a really good year for him.
Mm-hmm.
For me, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're good. Go ahead.
Okay, so for me, like, and Undertaker, there's not a bad Undertaker entrance in the batch. We could do a whole countdown list on like tier ranking Undertaker entrances. To be honest, like that's its own video as well. But when we were from the year 2000 till now, it has been the American Badass Undertaker. And I've got a lot of love for the American Badass Undertaker because that was during my peak fandom, was during that time, that 2000, 2001 run of the Undertaker. And honestly, his 2002 heel stuff was great as well. But when, we started getting teasers that it might be the Dead Man, like they teased us back at Royal Rumble 2003 when Undertaker was returning for the Rumble, and like they gave us teasers that it was the Dead Man, and then it wasn't, and I think we were all super disappointed. And so when they were teasing us, we weren't entirely sure that this was going to be the Undertaker we were going to get. Like I remember sitting there waiting and hoping that we were going to get the resurrection of the Dead Man, and then when you get the oh yes, like I think I just crapped my pants. They really did that. He's back. And it was like, and you know what? It like ignoring the man, the character Kane as in the ring sold this so well. It really made it to where he was the perfect opponent for Undertaker to come back to. This was the return after he was buried alive unceremoniously at 2003 Survivor Series. And I, to this day, get goosebumps thinking about how this is the start of like epic WrestleMania matches from this point forward, because up until then, minus the WrestleMania 14 with Kane, he'd been put in with some stinkers. So this is top tier.
Not too much on Adrian.
Valid. For me, something that I really get out of this entrance, one, the pallbearer of it all. Obviously, it's been spoken on. I don't feel like repeating what everything is said. Just note, I agree. Secondly, there's this really cool thing that this entrance ended up leading to down the line that I don't know if anyone other than maybe Lewis knows about. So SmackDown versus Raw 2011. Okay. There's a storyline that you can do with one of the games where you are trying to beat the streak, right? And like Paul Bearer is in it and all this really cool stuff. They literally make the Druids. They had one of the people that actually were one of the Druids come in. They used them as a model, and they made these Druids a playable character in that game because this entrance is that iconic. It's just so cool. This is one of the most iconic moments in WrestleMania history to me. Just that silhouette of Undertaker walking in between the fire sticks, that's what I'm calling them now, in between the fire sticks with all of these Druids just lining the aisle. I mean, it's literally just John Cena without with more epicness and 5 years earlier. So like the pomp, the circumstance, mint 10 out of 10.
Incredible.
Undertaker is my favorite person in the whole wide world. My favorite wrestler of all times. This man can do no wrong. He has been my favorite wrestler since he walked in the door in 1988 at Survivor Series. And from the moment I saw him, I was like, who is that? Why do I love him? I don't care. He's supposed to be the bad guy. I'm a fan. So the evolution of seeing the Undertaker in all forms, for me, is amazing. I love the Dead Man. I love the Ministry. I love the American Badass. I love when he came back to be there. This man could do no wrong in my eyes. So therefore, anytime you bring up a Undertaker WrestleMania entrance, I'm loving it. Every single time I loved it. And then when I got to the point where I was able to go to WrestleMania and witness an Undertaker entrance, it changed my whole life. Because number one, I don't know if they do this on purpose, but to me, the first time I saw it was in Atlanta. And I swear to Jesus, it got colder in that arena. The second the lights went out, it felt like it got colder. And I was like, did they just, is the theatrics like this for real? Like, we're actually going to make it cold in this arena, and we get the fog and the lights and the gong, and it was beautiful. And I was like, oh my God. And I've been to house shows, but it wasn't like that. But this was the theatrics behind WrestleMania just made it so special. And so it was just like, I love this man. I would bawl my eyes out if I met this man in person. Hope Mark Calloway, I know if you ever happen to come across this video, if I meet you in my age of 45 years old, I'm still bawling my eyes out, and I'm going to be like, I don't care that you are no longer wrestling. You have changed my whole outlook on life when it comes to wrestling and what wrestling is supposed to be and how to evolve as a character. The best character work of anybody I've ever seen in my entire life. So I love this. Great choice, Lewis. It was wonderful.
Period.
I could talk about it forever. And Topher, just know we will do a mid-card video about Undertaker's entrances and only Undertaker's entrance, because I feel like that needs to be studied and talked about. So that's going to happen. I wrote it down. It's happening. Topher, it's your pick.
Let me tell you something. Dirty Dom is the greatest heel in the business today. Okay.
Yup.
Not another man like this. From the moment that Dirty Dom debuted, watching our video, our production videos, I have been a Dirty Dom stan from the jump. Okay.
As you should, King.
Let me tell you, the fact that this man spent 2 hours in jail and then started acting as if he is a hardened criminal is heat beyond no other. You're saying this is a heel upon heel, let me tell you. And then when they extrapolated on it, he says this man on a TikTok video gets thrown in the back of a cop car and yells out, "Mommy, I won't make it in jail." Like, gold. Okay. And so then they show him sitting in the prison, so freaking camp, getting backed up, walked in as if he's like Hannibal Lecter by all of these freaking cops in his father's mask. Like, this is one of the best entrances of all time because it is so unseriously serious that like it just like I could not contain myself. I was laughing so hard, but yet also so like just loving every minute of it. Like I'm thoroughly disappointed that Dirty Dom is not more heavily featured going into this WrestleMania. I think they have done the entire Judgment Day dirty, but we'll talk about that on another video. But like it is just, this is like, how are you not like this man? One of the greatest of all times. He is Bobby Heenan levels of like heel.
I was gonna say he had people booing him at his own fucking wedding. Like,
literally. Like Dominic Mysterio is just incredible. Like seeing his growth during his short time with the company has just been incredible. This entrance itself was such high camp in a way that I haven't seen in so long that like I immediately started cackling and then stopped and realized that like, holy shit, his mind is just incredible. Great entrance. Honestly, him being put in Judgment Day and all of that, I feel like did wonders for his career. And I feel like the amount of heat on this man will take him to the fucking moon if they allow it to. As long as he wants to work for this company, he will have that heat. And I'm just super excited to see his growth. This was the moment for me when I said he is going to be a star for the rest of his life. Like this moment did it for me when I was like, he's a fucking star. Also, shout out independent wrestler Dan Barry here on the left side. Cool seeing people that you recognize as background talent in scenes like this. So this was a really great entrance, though. I really enjoyed it.
Future WWE champion right there.
See, for me, right, the big thing I love about this entrance is the attire, right? Talk about the prison dome stuff all you want, which I love. I'm not gonna stutter stuff, but again, it's been talked about, so I'm gonna just talk about the ring attire, okay? This black trench coat, this purple, this like dark purple, it's the Judgment Day purple, right? With the mask, this is one of my favorite ring gears of all time, period. Because it's not edgy and it's not lucha. It is wannabe lucha and wannabe edgy, which is the perfect definition for heel Dominic Mysterio, and I love it. This is also the moment when I realized I found Dominic Mysterio to be incredibly attractive, and I cannot deny that because looking at him in this mask right now, I'm like, yeah, he's very nice to look at, and I cannot lie. It's just something about men in lucha masks that just does it for me. I can't lie.
I'm gonna say this. This is what I mean. I really love this entrance. I thought this cemented Dominic as Dirty Dom. Like this cemented him in his place to be called Dirty Dom, and you have to just respect it. It is what it is. He is one of the best heels on TV today. Like you just have to just accept that. But what I liked about this, and I know it's kind of moving away, it's the whole entrance. Like this whole entrance between Dominic and Ray was so good. Like they made this whole thing just so enjoyable, and the contrast was so totally different. You got Dominic coming in with all the police escorts in the police van with the, he just got out of prison, yada yada. Great. Then on the flip side, you got Ray coming out in a lowrider with Snoop Dogg, coming out to Eddie Guerrero's music and then turning it into his own. I just was like, this whole package was so good and well thought out and such a good thing. The Mysterios ate this up at 39. I'm not even gonna lie. They just ate it up. And this was good. Dirty Dom was cemented that night. It was a great entrance. Topher, you picked a great choice. It was just good. It was just good. Period.
I know this was not meant to happen, but I think what completes this entrance for me, even just because it happened so accidentally, but I love it. The fact that he went to remove his hood and he struggled and had to do it again. Yep. I was like, yes, this is
so camp.
It's crazy. Even though the mistakes is still good.
He just went like, and then it didn't come off.
He had to do it. Just like it's so good. It was so good.
Oh, but like to think that people believe it was 2022, people were calling Dominic Mysterio the worst wrestler in WWE, or one of the worst wrestlers in WWE. To see how much he has like overcame in the last 2 years is incredible. Yeah, best heel in the business today. Not only in the WWE, I'd say in the business.
And I mean, and part of that too is that they let him not just be his dad's son, right? Yep. They let him carve himself out, give himself his own identity. I wish that he would stop doing the 619 and just do the frog splash. But other than that, I mean, really, like he has become such I don't want to say megastar, but it's pretty much the closest I can say megastar. He is that guy, and I hope this man gets everything he deserves as a heel champion in the future. I want him to be IC champion by the end of next year. I think it could definitely happen. I don't want him to take the belt off Gunther. Let me be clear, but yeah, great.
Imagine the heat that man gets if he does a small package on Gunther and wins the IC title. The world will implode.
He already did it to Wesley. He cannot do it to Gunther too.
Honestly, he would be the perfect opponent to take down Gunther because it would be so epic and it would be so tragic. The thing is, the problem with a lot of heels is heels have such a desire to be cool, and he is the opposite of cool, and he just embraces it. So this is evident of that.
Absolutely.
Agreed. Such a good
Bring him
pick.
his chicken tenders.
Yeah, Mr. Chicken
Chicken
Tenders himself.
tendies.
Give me a chicken tendies. That's all you want. Up next, we are gonna move on because Amy got a pick. And
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Shawn Michaels' WrestleMania 12 entrance is arguably WWE's like most spectacular entrance of all time. When you think of memorable WrestleMania entrances, this is one of the first things that you visualize in your mind. It is the standard. It was like the first time something this major was done on this level. It's just incredible. They still show it to this day in every WrestleMania package ever. It is the moment. Shawn Michaels is that girl. Like, he is a sexy boy.
Sexy boy.
I grew up having the biggest crush on this man, and this moment, I remember as a small child crying, like being like wanting to die at how amazing this man was. Like, he was just everything. This moment is always going to hold that space in my heart as like my top WrestleMania entrance of all time. Whenever I have to think about it, I don't have to think about it. This is number one for me.
You know, Amy, you said it was arguable that this is the. Is it even arguable? I feel like it's kind of
No.
empirical. I feel like we
I
all
think it's
just kind
kind of like it's the baseline of what WrestleMania entrances should be. Like, this is the base because look at what this is. This is WrestleMania 12 we talking about, and we didn't have a whole lot of grandiose entrances before that. We had, maybe people coming down in a little ring or something, but we didn't have grandiose entrances at WrestleManias before. This was one of the biggest things that happened at WrestleMania 12. And yes, Amy, I was there with you. Shawn Michaels was everything. I was crushing on Shawn Michaels from the moment he stepped out when he was a rocker. And I was like, this man is gorgeous. I'm too young to know how fine he is, but he was fine. And then I got in my teenage years and he kept getting sexier and sexier. And then he became the sexy boy. And I was like,
sexy boy.
And it was but this interest, you can't argue. This is WrestleMania, and Shawn Michaels is Mr. WrestleMania for a reason.
Right.
Oh,
Daddy?
beautiful.
Sorry. Daddy?
Period. He still can get what he wanted it. Just saying.
This was so, WrestleMania 9 had some unique entrances because of the theme of it, right? But I agree. This was the start of like WrestleMania is now about entertainment, and now to be in the main event of WrestleMania also means that you have to bring a main event entrance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not just this is spectacular, it is a spectacle. All right. And like there's to this day, you see the clip of him coming down off the which for better or for worse will never be replicated. They will probably never do something like this ever again. And he came down, and I just, in my head, the sound of like, the boyhood dream has come true. Just like I sync that up with my childhood and my memory and my like, sometimes music hits different, you know what I mean? But like that line in my head, the amount of times I have heard it preceding some epic event or video package to either a WrestleMania or any other thing, like it just gives me goosebumps. And Shawn Michaels, Mr. WrestleMania, give him the flowers. This was incredible. Great pick, Amy.
Can you all hear me? It says my connection's okay. Great. My mom doesn't watch wrestling anymore. Unfortunately, that's just something that's not stuck around. But she was into wrestling before I was, and I owe a lot of me discovering wrestling to her. But she was always a Shawn Michaels girl. Always. And exactly. Every girl was a Shawn Michaels girl. And I remember we've had a conversation specifically about this. No, she showed me this entrance. So I didn't find this until she showed me this entrance. And I think, it was the to quote the old age, the age-old saying, Shawn Michaels didn't just set the bar. He was the bar. He is the bar.
I missed the bar. Oh my
I
god.
missed the bar too.
Oh, I miss the bar so much.
Shout out to the bar. We missed y'all so
Right.
much.
But,
Cesaro, come back, please.
I do agree with Topher. I don't think we're gonna see anything quite like this for obvious reasons.
I mean, they tried it. They tried, even after the tragedy that happened, and they said they weren't going to do it again. They tried it, even with Logan Paul.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the same.
It doesn't hit the same.
Didn't have the same.
Yeah, you're not Sean
See,
Logan. I'm
you're
sorry.
not
Like, you're
Sean.
not.
I will say-
You're not that girl.
I will say, I almost put the Logan Paul one on here, not because I thought it was like this really cool spectacle entrance, but because it goes with his characters so well. Of like, I am a person who is like a capable fighter, but I am not like a WWE person, right? So what am I gonna do? I'm just going to emulate one of the coolest entrances ever, but not do it as good. That fits him really well.
Well, it was slightly
Poor little
different.
zip line was so slow. He was like,
Right.
"It's my birthday. I'm coming down."
and then
Right.
KSI comes out in a
Well-
fucking giant prime bottle. Like,
And Logan Paul really just ziplined the ramp. Shawn Michaels
Right, and it was the ramp.
ziplined
It was
from
the
the
ramp.
roof of the you know.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah,
Well, because he was on the ramp, but then they lifted him up, and then
right. He was on.
Yeah.
They lifted him up, and then he just went down. I was like, "That's so lame." Shawn Michaels started in the rafters. We were like, What's happening?" There he is up there, and then he just came down. It was so great. It was so good.
One thing we didn't touch on, this ring attire, I love it.
We don't even have to go there, but
I know.
I mean, you don't want me to go there because I can talk about that. Oh, he looks so good. Okay.
But it's part of the package too, right? And like, to me, when I think of Shawn Michaels in a ring gear, this is the ring gear I imagine. Like this specific
absolutely.
thing. Because like later career, he was in darker colors a lot more, like that dark red, maroonish, orange color that he wore on his pants for a while.
Mhm.
But like, when I think of Shawn Michaels, it is all white stripper Shawn Michaels, right?
Mhm.
This exact ring gear, because this entrance is that iconic, you can't not think about it.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the caveat to all of that. He comes out there in that all white gear, and then he takes off the thing, and then there's the red stripes, and then a heart on the butt, and it's just so Shawn Michaels with the HBK just lining his butt, and I'm like, that man is sexy. He is sexy. I
He's
believe
everything.
it. Like the music is telling me that he's a sexy boy, so I'm gonna believe he is a sexy boy. And then had the nerve to go off and do some Playgirl, like and you just the epitome.
Listen, I revisit that Playgirl spread often. Okay.
You two are not the only ones.
I'm
And
just
it's right.
saying, you just reiterating how sexy you are, and like his brand was just how hot he was at the time, and even through all the demons that he's talked about after, well, what he was going through and how he was dealing with and not dealing with or not coping well with not being the top guy he was a jerk. Yes, we get it. Nobody liked him in the locker room. A lot of people.
Such a hot jerk, though.
He was hot jerk, and it was okay for me. I didn't care about what happened in the locker room. I just cared about what his. This was Shawn Michaels is one of my favorite. Like I said that about the Undertaker. Shawn Michaels was my first love in wrestling. Undertaker was like he is my favorite character. Shawn Michaels is my first love.
Mhm.
To prove that he's one of the greatest performers of all time, coming down like that right before he proceeded, proving that he's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time in a 90-minute Iron Man match. Like, come on, that's a total package.
Total package. Great picking.
Not
Great.
Lex Luger though.
Yeah.
Not Lex Luger.
No. Not Lex Luger. But he is sort of a narcissist, or at least was.
Correct.
Absolutely, absolutely. But all right,
T-shirts are too tight.
we're gonna go back to our next.
Girls watch That magazine.
The Lexus Press, everybody.
You guys are so crazy.
who we got?
The next pick belongs to me, and I just felt like we couldn't go from to talk about WrestleMania without ever talking about this man, because this man is one of the greatest of all time, and it's John Cena's wrestling entrance at WrestleMania 25, where we had the night of a million John Cena's. I'll say a night of 1,000 John Cena's lining the runway, and like here's just giving us the the reason I picked this one. I felt like John Cena had some really good ones because I was going back and forth between this one and the one they did in 19 in Detroit. And so
the one where he smashed the glass.
He smashed through the glass in the car. I thought that was really cool. But I'm like, we got so many car entrances and so many glass smashing entrances and things like that. This one for me felt so good because I'm trying to remember the year what year was this? I think
2009. 2009.
Okay. Well, then it wasn't the same year. But we have seen certain artists do this. We saw Eminem do this at the VMAs where he had a bunch of M&Ms come out and look that way, and I thought that was the coolest thing. And then when John Cena did it for WrestleMania, I was like, why wouldn't we? Because at that time, John Cena was at the peak of just John Cena, and everybody was doing John Cena. You couldn't go nowhere and folks wasn't doing this. Everybody did John Cena. He was at the top. And so, of course, you have a WrestleMania thing with that long ramp. And he filled the entire ramp with people who look like him. And it was just the coolest thing. I thought it was so cool. I loved it. I will always rip John Cena. Can't nobody do nothing to make me hate John Cena. I will forever love John Cena. And that's just that.
This is also one of my favorite Cena logos on the shirt, the AWA style logo. Love that. But second, it's just so cool. Like, I don't know how else I can describe it. It's just the visual of it, right? It's not a WrestleMania I don't particularly care for, but everything else of this is just so perfect, right? Cena's coming down to fight Edge and Big Show. I think this is the triple threat year, right? With the World Heavyweight title. So I didn't think he was gonna get anything special on rewatch because I was like, yeah, this is Cena won the match, but like it wasn't like a huge WrestleMania John Cena moment outside of the ending, right?
Pretty big moment.
Okay, the ending is a big moment. The match itself is kind of brilliant, forgettable.
Yeah, because Big Show's in it.
But this entrance is just so iconic. I forgot it was this WrestleMania. Like, these two things don't go together. I don't understand how this great entrance, this amazing, one of the best WrestleMania entrances ever, IMO as well, goes with this WrestleMania. It just feels so wrong. But it is the one it's on, and it's great.
I mean, listen, it is no coincidence that WrestleMania week is taking place the week after Easter when my higher power, JC himself, John Cena, has he is like, let me tell you, all of the love, hate for John Cena I have gone through in my life to lead me up to, and I think WrestleMania 25 is top 5 WrestleMania, and I will fight anybody on that. And one of the reasons alone is these entrances and John Cena coming down with all of this. And yes, it is homage to Eminem because what is John Cena? He is WWE's Eminem. That's what made him big, right? Period. You know, and so John Cena is an everyman man, and we are all John Cena. That's what this is embodying. There is a John Cena in all of us. Okay, some of us more than others, and some of us wish more than others, right? But right. But watch Peacemaker. John Cena, this was incredible. I absolutely love it, and anything John Cena does, there's a reason they call him Big Match John. He is. Hopefully, we will see him soon. And he gives it every single time, and this is evident of it. So, hats off to John Cena.
Okay, real quick. I know, Amy, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you finish, but I'll break it very quick because Topher, what you just did. Being that it is the week, this is WrestleMania week, and it's right after Easter, baby, you just preached and you just took us to church with that. Because yes, I was motivated, I was inspired, I wanted to raise my praise hand and be like, absolutely, it is a little bit of John Cena in you, and it's a little John Cena in me, and if you ain't got enough JC in your life, you better get it. Somebody pass her off her plate.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Took me there.
At this time, for WrestleMania 25, if you look at a list of John Cena's biggest haters, I was at the top of that motherfucking list. Okay. I hated John Cena at this time. And I was salty as fuck watching this entrance because no matter how much I hated this man, I couldn't hate on this entrance. Like, I legitimately could not stand anything he was doing. And when I saw this, I was absolutely awestruck. I was like, okay, John Cena, I see you. Like, okay,
but you can't see me.
But
you can't see him.
I can't see you, but I see you. You know what I mean? He might have shifted the thought process in my head a little bit there, and I might have stepped one foot in the JC church for a second there. Okay,
Lewis, you can't just send that in the private messages and don't expect us to laugh. That's
for context for the viewers.
Go ahead.
I put in the private chat in the name of the hustle, the loyalty, and the respect.
Absolutely.
But this was on my short list. John Cena is obviously not one of my favorites of all time, but you have to respect an amazing entrance, and this is definitely one of them. Also, it's not on this list, but the John Cena Firefly Funhouse entrance was also up there for me as like one of the top John Cena moments where I was like, he's that girl. Okay.
Yeah.
So
this is
great pick, Lana. I totally understand why it's here, and like you did that.
You got to respect his hustle and loyalty to this company.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trust me. Back in the day, he win, we riot. I was there. I fought that.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. I just really loved it. This moment was just everything. Like you said, he is the Eminem of WWE, and so him doing homage to Eminem was chef's kiss.
I'm holding my tongue because I didn't like this as much as you all.
Well, then hold your tongue. We'll hold your tongue then because I don't want to hear it.
Speak your piece, Lewis. Speak your piece. Talk your shit.
Talk your talk so I can rebut it, everything about it. No,
I think I was fine with it until everyone down the ramp just did this for like 5 minutes.
What else were they supposed to do, Lewis? What else were they supposed to do?
I just found it cringe at that point.
Lewis, why are you so mad at people you can't see? Okay, that's all I
the camp part of it all was them not being able to stay on rhythm. Some of them didn't know if they were rocking to the beat. Some of them were like off. Like it was funny. It was a good entrance, like the visual of it, like for the picture. Like, look at that. That's a great visual.
Yeah,
right?
Look at the guy
like,
on the far right of the picture versus where everyone else's hand is. And you'll get what Amy means.
Yeah,
like the guy
it's
on
like
the far right, his hand is out here, and then everyone else is like here, and then people over here. It's just
they're just like, oh, we're doing this now. Okay, we're doing this.
How many future world champions are in that lineup? That's the real question.
I'm just saying. I'm sure it's some.
John Cena, because he won the world title right after this.
But yes,
right.
we move because I don't want to stick up to but Lewis is wrong. That's my
Wes.
No, I'm just kidding.
You're not totally wrong, Lewis. I'm kind of with you on this. Like, you kind of ate that a little bit. You chewed.
Yeah. And then I slapped him on the back and knocked it out, whatever he was chewing, because he's wrong. I popped him on the back and was like, no, he coughed it up. All right. What's his pick for this round?
I tell you what, that one before we get that one Royal Rumble 2006, I wish that was a Mania entrance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. But let's pick Triple H at WrestleMania 30, and I can't be mad at this pick because this was one of the picks I was gonna pick. We got some future women's champions on this thing. We got Sasha, all three, multiple times. We had Sasha Banks, we had Alexa Bliss, and we had Charlotte Flair being the Gladiator girls for our Gladiator champion, the game. Okay, Triple H has had some really good entrances. Some of them a little bit like, okay, I don't. Like that Terminator entrance, I wasn't a fan of that much, but sure.
I love them.
What you saying?
Lewis loved it, but Lewis.
Oh, you love the Terminator entrance? I'm sure you did. Absolutely, of course you did. Because I don't like it, you love it. Gotcha. I see what's happening here, Lewis, between us. Me and you go have some beef, but I thought this was really good too. This was on my I think this is number 4 on my list. I was like, I really enjoyed it. Only for the Sasha, the Alexa, and the Charlotte of it all, but then the whole fanfare of it at the beginning before the time to play the game started. It was like coming out of this big old throne and the smoke. I thought it was a good entrance.
This is the opener. This is the opening match of this pay-per-view.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
This is this is cold. Okay, the feud is not cold, but your cold open of the show is Triple H and Daniel Bryan, which is one of my favorite WrestleMania matches of all time. Note. But you just get this amazing entrance right off the rip. Apropos of nothing else, it's just 3 future multiple-time women's champions, all 3 of them, right? All 3 of them, in my opinion, are top of the game, period, right? No pun intended. With Triple H in the throne with the iconic headpiece, I think it's from Armageddon 2003, the poster from that is where he wore that the first time, and then he just kept bringing it back every now and then. And also, to be clear, I do apologize if anyone watching is a Charlotte fan, because she is not in this particular still. That was not intentional. It was just, this is the best picture I had, and I'm like, this just shows everyone else really well. So Charlotte's expendable, I guess. But it's an incredible entrance to one of the best matches at one of my favorite Manias. So great stuff.
I just want to speak on the context of this entrance because WrestleMania 30 and the setup of Daniel Bryan's ascent into glory, right? Starting with this entrance being as over the top as it was basically painted as this is the evil empire you are up against. This is the greatness that you have to overcome. And I think it was specifically over the top purposefully in order to paint Triple H as the biggest, the baddest big boss that you have to defeat in order to move forward. And I just think it played so perfectly into that storyline. I think that I loved the costuming of everything. I loved the whole set. Everything about it was just from top to bottom, a 10 out of 10 for me. And then to see DB just go on to all of the things. We love DB. So
keep the shirt.
For me,
keep the shirt.
This was a really, really great entrance. I loved everything that it represented and just the ability to make the match feel as big as it did. It was already built up in a beautiful way, and this just really set the bar even higher. And I can't say enough good about how great this entrance was about setting up WrestleMania 30 as an insanely good event.
It didn't set the bar. It is the bar.
This was, and this is what was incredible about this WrestleMania is everything that you just laid out, Amy. And I do wish if we could go back in time, I do wish that they had put the belt on Triple H and had Daniel Bryan take it off of him in a one-on-one match. I think that, unfortunately, our second city savior, CM Punk, is part of the reason why we got this epic match, because he was originally Triple H's opponent, and he wasn't happy with it. This could have been his moment, and he chose not to. But
thank you, CM Punk.
He's back now. And no, this was great. And for Triple H to intuitively be able to say, I am going to spotlight these women, because again, we have made the joke a couple of times of, how many future world champions are in this lineup. And I think there are, if you do go back, there are several in those, CM Punk was part of Triple H's entrance, or John Cena's entrance during the 2022, WrestleMania 22 matchup. So this is incredible. And yeah, you're right. Before The Rock was the final boss, Triple H was the final boss. And it was set up as such for him to be everything. Look at that throne that he's sitting on. That iconic throne makes its own appearance later on in the industry. So, no, this was fantastic. I love every bit of it. So that's all I got.
Speaking of the whole world champions things, I think between the 4 people on stage, you're looking at over 40 world titles. Just between the 4 people on stage. Not even considering the fact that a few of these people have NXT title reigns too that I'm not counting. Like, throw those in too. Like, it's insanity.
We had no idea at the time. I think this is the first. Okay, so we've had so many incredible Triple H entrances up to this point. A lot of the ones before this was very Viking-y. I remember that. This was the one where it felt like we were actually watching royalty. This is the first one where I thought, okay, this is a king. I love this entrance so much, especially with the contest that we got after the fact that those were Charlotte, Sasha, but like I love the I'm just repeating myself now. I love this, and I think the context behind it is probably the biggest selling point.
Absolutely. This is a great one, Wes. Great pick. This was
incredible
awesome.
pick, Wes. I feel like Wes would have absolutely talked about the DB connection there too while talking about this. So like, I hope that we did it justice, Wes, in talking about this pick, because it really was a great pick. Wes.
One more time for you, Wes.
All right.
Up next, Brooks.
Go back.
I'm so sorry. I forgot just that fast. I am so sorry. Y'all saw nothing. You saw nothing.
Okay, so WrestleMania 36. We're dealing in the dredges of COVID. Okay. And at this point, we all know there is not going to be a single entrance at this Mania that is going to be like ridiculously special, right? We knew we would probably get a few, like, we knew about the Firefly Funhouse match would probably have some cool theatrics to it, and we didn't know what the Boneyard match was yet. So, main event of night 1, we know it's going to be the Boneyard match. And you see this hearse roll up, and they're playing Undertaker's theme music, and you're like, oh shit, AJ Styles is about to get his ass beat, right? Because we all knew that AJ Styles was losing this match. None of us even had this much doubt that Undertaker was not winning. But there was a small part of me that was like, but what if AJ Styles does beat the Undertaker, right? But Undertaker, you hear the music, he rolls up in this hearse, they slide this coffin out of the back, open the lid, and then boom. It's AJ Styles. It is, I think, the only time they have ever trolled us with a WrestleMania entrance. And this is also peak, like, troll AJ Styles heel, which I love that AJ Styles. It's so stupid, and I love it so much just for how stupid it is. The Boneyard match is also incredible, but just for the sheer stupidity of this, I adore it.
I do think that anytime AJ Styles is on screen, like you have to acknowledge the man is a flat earther, and I just cannot get past that.
It's so true. Oh,
he doesn't think the Earth's flat. He just thinks the theories are very interesting.
I'm sorry, that caught me so off guard.
But with all that being said, he is an incredible talent, and this feud was actually really, really good because this was, I think, the first. We got to see cocky AJ as a heel. AJ Styles in 2016 with the face that runs the place, like he did really well. Like I love heel AJ Styles, but like this heel AJ Styles where he was not afraid to kick below the belt. And I think on like Undertaker's Last Ride documentary, Michelle says, Michelle the Cool, if you will, says, yeah, like I know that they were gonna like go after each other, but like I was calling up AJ going too far. And like that's just a testament to how good AJ is, and that is so that way that moment comes. And this is where a good heel is somebody that we want to see get their butt kicked. and wanted very badly to see Undertaker kick AJ Styles' butt. And this is a perfect last match for Undertaker. It encapsulated every bit of Undertaker's career, and this was so much better of a way for Undertaker to go out than we probably could have ever gotten in any other capacity. So kudos for AJ Styles for bringing it, and this entrance is proof of how excellent he was at that.
I'd argue this is probably the most important match in Alan's career.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but
okay. What other match would be?
I don't know.
HBK.
Yeah,
probably.
No,
like for me,
I'm talking about Alan.
No.
Yeah.
Why you keep calling this man Alan when it's AJ? Sorry for his wrestling name. Why you calling his government name? But okay.
Breaking kayfabe.
Him, John Cena, SummerSlam's pretty important to his career.
John Cena at Royal Rumble 2017.
Yeah, that one too.
I thought you were talking about Undertaker. I was like,
the triple threat with Samoa Joe and Christopher Daniels.
Let me word this in a different way. I think if I was AJ, this is the match I'd be most fond of.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, valid.
Okay. Yeah, given the context of this is a Mania that was very depressing for obvious reasons, this was probably my favorite match to come out of that Mania. It's a very unconventional entrance, but it's an entrance nonetheless, and I love that it's such a troll entrance, but it's such an AJ entrance at the time. Mm-hmm. He was such a troll. And yeah, I love that it made the list. I wasn't expecting it, but I'm happy it's here.
Yeah, I also wasn't expecting this necessarily to make the list, but I understand why it did. Out of all the matches in this WrestleMania, this was like the top for me. It was great. I think that they were able to make lemonade out of lemons when it came to this entrance. There wasn't much that they could really do with the circumstances at the time, and I really commend AJ Styles for the thought process of trying to create something unique and different in a time where there wasn't really much that they had to work with. So yeah, kudos. Also, the earth is round.
Okay, so here's why I really like this entrance. Number one, not a lot of people go and troll The Undertaker. Not a lot of people take that risk to go and troll The Undertaker as much as AJ Styles did in this moment. Because you take something that is quintessential The Undertaker. You get the casket, you get the hearse, you get all of that. You play his music. And everybody's like, oh, this is The Undertaker coming out in the hearse. And because of the situation that it is, we need all the bells and whistles and smoke that we can have to make a match like this happen in this COVID time. So it's like we need something. So everybody thought that, okay, here comes The Undertaker's entrance. That's great. It makes sense. But then for that to open up and that casket to come out and it opens and it's AJ, everybody's like, oh, so now he's trying to play mind games with the king of mind games. That's so like stupid and camp and crazy all at the same time. So I appreciated that. Also, with this being the match at the Boneyard match, I thought this was one of the better things that happened out of this WrestleMania. I was like, this match was so good, and it made WrestleMania that was not as what we've known to being as entertaining as possible. I felt like this match and then the Firehouse Blood and House match was kind of like, okay, all right, I see what y'all doing, WWE, and I respect it. I respect that you're still trying to give us a show that we can be entertained with and help lift us up in a time of a lot of people were depressed. A lot of people were, it was just good. It's just a good thing, and I enjoyed it. I respect it.
Yeah, I just wanted to pick something that was a little bit out of the box and not just like straightforward Because I mean, I like I said, I saw everyone's picks, and a lot of the picks that were on there, I'm like, yeah, these are incredible WrestleMania entrances. But this is just one that I really like, and I think it's just the right amount of stupid, and I'm here for it. Just like AJ Styles, the right amount of stupid.
All right. Well, we move to Lewis's pick. So Lewis picked.
I can't give you one and not the other. I can't give you one and not the other.
Absolutely.
It's so iconic.
The hands.
The hands.
It's the silhouette for me. Holy.
Oh.
Sorry, Lewis. Let's let Lewis have the moment. Sorry.
Lewis,
I'm sorry.
talk about your pick. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Lewis.
the silhouette, the symbolism, like these are all his victims. Like that's how I imagine it. His victims reaching out for him, and like, I think visually, not only one of the most incredible Undertaker WrestleMania entrances, but one of the most incredible WrestleMania entrances. Period.
Puts one of on it, like it isn't just the.
Okay, the most incredible WrestleMania entrance visually. God, this was, and this in the context of, so this was trending 29. This was H, right? Triple H.
This is
This is
CM Punk. This is
Oh,
CM
it's
Punk.
Punk.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not in the era.
End of an era is
I got
28.
mixed
Yeah.
up. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. Oh, but like when you think about when I think about the CM Punk thing, the CM Punk did a lot of goading that year, especially with that. This was the same year that we lost Paul Bearer, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yes.
yeah,
And then he did the voices and the egging on of Undertaker a lot of the time.
yeah, and the urn. I remember that one instance with the urn and stuff, and yeah. God.
Well, with the fake heart attack, was that this feud? I think it was this feud. When Paul Heyman faked the heart attack with the urn in the ring.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was this feud. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Iconic. In the context of it being amongst the CM Punk feud, I feel like it heightens the context because the bulk of the lead up for Mania was heavily on CM Punk and the goading and the pushing the envelope and trying to make Undertaker look as weak and as like washed up as possible, to then have him come back with like this entrance and just to remind everybody who the fuck he is. You know what I mean? Like seeing this visual of like all of the undead hands amongst the Undertaker, the shoulder pads in the lighting, like he just looks massive. He looks powerful, and it elicits fear into, in my opinion, it looked like in the way they set it up, it was like, CM Punk, you should be afraid because you've done way too fucking much. And now you're going to learn who you're messing with. And so like in the context of all of that, on top of just how visually stunning this was, one of the greatest entrances of all time. Once again, when you see video packages like hyping up WrestleManias, you see Shawn and you see this Taker entrance, and it's just always going to be there, and it's there for a reason. So yeah, 10 out of 10.
To me, the big thing that I get out of this entrance, right? So I watched this Mania live as it happened, right? And I loved this build because I was a huge CM Punk fan at the time, right? And I didn't really get to grow up with the Undertaker in the way that like Lana, Topher, and Amy did, right? Like by the time I got around, he was on SmackDown. You know, he was doing things over on SmackDown. But by the time I was like old enough to really appreciate what he had done for the business, he was already into the heats of the I'm not around as much as I used to be kind of Undertaker. But this particular Mania, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, this is gonna be the one. This is gonna be the time where somebody beats Undertaker at WrestleMania, right? Coming into it, right? The second this entrance happens, nope, no way in hell, no way. This silhouette, specifically just the way this shot is framed, this is the first time ever, to me, right, that The Undertaker felt like a mythical being and not just a wrestler with a really cool magic gimmick, right? Like, he feels above WrestleMania. He feels above everything. He feels like this omnipotent, omnipresent, like, deity almost. And I love this ring gear. This is one of my favorite ring gears he's ever had. Like the big long trench coat with the cool shoulders, sleeveless. Like, it just feels so Undertaker. But it's different too. It's hooded. God, I love this attire, and I love the backgrounds, and I love everything about this entrance. This is my favorite Mania entrance, and I know I think everyone but one person had this in the list of entrances they sent to me, and I was like, well, y'all, you can't all get it. So
I am honored.
well, to be fair, 3 of them had it in their honorable mentions, and one person had it at 2, and you had it at 1. So I was like, okay, I'll let Lewis have it, and I'll make someone else switch.
It's okay. But yeah,
Last time he went on to defend his streak.
Don't
remind me.
This was good. This was just, I can't say too much about it because I already said enough about The Undertaker. So we all know how I feel about The Undertaker. So, period. Mm-hmm. Let's move to Topher's pick. Let's get Topher.
So the greatest battle between day and night. Like, this is in my opinion, the greatest WrestleMania match of all time. To this point, Undertaker had never lost at WrestleMania. To this point, Shawn Michaels had never lost to The Undertaker one-on-one. You know, in all of their iconic battles, Shawn Michaels always came out on top in a one-on-one situation. And it was just such a beautiful, like, story, the pre-package right before this. And then when Shawn Michaels descended from the heavens, it's like, when it comes to descending from things, Shawn Michaels is clearly the greatest, right? Like, that's like, and you had the all white light, and it, like, for Shawn to take his, you know, the thing that he holds so dearly, the thing that actually gave him a second lease on life, like his Christianity and his being, and for him to be able to turn that into being a heel and, like, holier than thou attitude against the darkness that is The Undertaker, like, so, like, it just, chef's kiss again with WrestleMania 25 being in my top 5 WrestleManias of all time. I don't even know what else I can say about it other than just this is pure gold.
Honestly, I'm right there with you. For me, like, this entrance, the video package leading into this match, the running up that hill, like, all of it, the whole, like, context of everything with these two was just incredible. And it's hard for me sometimes to get into the big fight feel of WrestleMania with matches nowadays. A lot of times we don't, especially recently, we've gotten, like, last minute add-ons for a lot of main matches on the card. So it's hard for me to get emotionally invested in the way that this match, I was so invested. I lost $50 betting on this match. Like, this was a great entrance here. Like, I just literally had such chills, and I lost my voice watching this match just because of how incredible. Even at the entrances, I was just screaming so much. Like, it's such a great pick, Topher. I love it so much. Thank you for reminding me. I need to go watch this again. Probably tomorrow. I'm going to watch it again.
It takes a lot to go into a match with The Undertaker at WrestleMania and have the better entrance. That's almost unheard of, but Shawn managed to pull it off this year.
Y'all, to have this Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, like you said, the big match feel, the lead up, the build up to this story, and Shawn Michaels being like, he just just got to get here. He just got to get here. That's it. I just got to get here. And The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, whole different contrast. Shawn Michaels is the light. He didn't got his Christianity is coming to play. He didn't got saved now. So he's like, yes, I've seen the light. I'm changing the new leaf. I'm a whole new different person than who you knew before. That dark part of me is now gone. I'm finally happy in life. But now to complete my happiness, just need a championship. I want to have a championship, and that's all. That's all I want. And he comes down from the heavens in this white, looking angelic, like he is the new angel that God has placed on this earth and said, here you go, my son, let's do this. And he's coming down, and he looks amazing. And then we have the whole complete opposite when The Undertaker is coming from the depths of hell, out of the darkness, coming up. I said, this is theatrics at its finest. WWE has hit. They were not just, what do we say? They don't just pass the bar. They are
the bar.
Like, they were the bar. This was the best entrance package I've ever seen. I said that about the Mysterios and Dom and Ray, how they did great. This right here, though, was a whole nother level of how great this package was. They completed the package from the intro video to Shawn Michaels' entrance to the Undertaker's entrance, and then that great match afterwards. It was just pure perfection. Pure perfection. Oh, can't say enough of it. Can't say enough of how great this is. This is a great pick, Topher. Wonderful.
Amazing. Yes.
One of the greatest kickouts of all time, because
absolutely
tongues out, you think it's over. 1, 2. Shawn Michaels kicks out. Undertaker like has this look of like, I can't beat this man.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever screamed as loud in my life.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So
Amy's like, I'm about to win $50.
I really thought I was winning money. I was so hyped. Like, yeah, I was real salty the next day.
Yeah,
but so good. I will be rewatching this.
Absolutely. And last, but certainly not least, we have Amy's pick. Yes.
Bookending it with Bianca. Love to see it.
Absolutely. We start with Bianca. We end with Bianca.
So what can we say that hasn't been said already about Bianca Belair and the absolute, like, showmanship and just amazing energy that she brings to a WrestleMania entrance? This one in particular, I'm gonna cry because, like,
I'm already crying a little bit.
When it happened, as it was happening, and I realized the beauty of this amazing Black woman uplifting an entire group of powerful young Black girls on this stage that has repeatedly not respected Black women hit me so hard, and I sobbed for like a good 10 minutes because, like, Bianca, I know you know the power you have and how much you mean to this community, but, like, I cannot state enough. She is the moment. Like, she has done so much for women's representation, for Black women's representation. The way that I see my Black friends and how it affects me to see her greatness on this stage cannot be said enough. And then on top of that, to hear the story of this little girl losing her mom and Bianca uplifting her and holding her hand through it so that she could still be a part of this major moment within her life and to work through her grief amongst her friends. Like, this is it for me. Like, this made me believe that WrestleMania can still be magical and that there can still be absolute megastars within this industry. For a while, I really felt like there was nobody that could hit that level again. We don't have the Hulk Hogans or the John Cenas anymore, but Bianca Belair is the women's John Cena. And mark my fucking words, she is going to be the biggest star WWE has ever seen for many years to come. And this entrance just sealed that for me. Like 38, amazing. I was rocking, I was bopping, I was there. This hit me emotionally in a way that I've never felt about another women's wrestler. And like I need to just shut up because I can't stop. When it comes to Bianca, like I'm still crying. Bianca Belair, I love you with my entire heart. And thank you for this moment because it was literally just the most magical thing I will ever witness on a WrestleMania stage.
Let me say this. And I know you're about to say something, Brooke, but I gotta
No,
step
go ahead.
in.
No, you have priority here always.
I have to piggyback.
If it's about Bianca, you get priority every time.
Thank you. Because I have to piggyback off of what Amy said because this moment was such an emotional moment for many reasons. But I have seen these group of girls, like I've watched the show Bring It that they actually premiered on with the Divas of the Dancing Dolls in Jackson, Mississippi. They actually got to be on the show, the Divas of Compton, we'll call them by their name, the Divas of Compton, and they were on this TV show. And these girls go through a lot every day, just living where they're living. It's just, and that stuff like this don't happen to them for often or almost ever for some people. And so for these girls to get an opportunity to be on a international stage as big as WrestleMania is and got to come out and represent another queen who is out here doing this and doing it for real and doing it so well like Bianca Belair is doing. It was amazing. And it was an opportunity of a lifetime for some of these girls. They are never, ever going to forget this moment where they were on this big grand stage, just doing what they love and just bucking down, just enjoying
their hair, like
they were Bianca Belair in that moment. We were talking about how everybody was like, "We are a piece of John Cena." Those girls were Bianca Belair. They felt like they were Bianca Belair, and they had their moment where they were like, "We can just swing our hair and do what Bianca Belair does," and she's doing it so well and so positive. I watched their reality show, Montez Ford and Bianca's reality show on Hulu. If you haven't watched it, you should go watch it. And it was talking about it led up to this week, the week of WrestleMania 39. And she was talking about her idea when she was talking about figuring out what she should do for her entrance. And she said, "You know what? I got it. I'm going to go find a dance troupe to come out and dance with me." And since they were in California for this WrestleMania, she said, "I know exactly where I was going." And you know how many dance groups it is in California. She could have went to any dance troupe, but she went to the Divas of Compton because those girls look like her and they needed that representation to be her. And she needed that representation for her to be like, if she has a little girl in her life one day, that's who it was. So they both helped each other out in this emotional moment. And yet the little girl's story about her mom, tragic. But the fact that she was able to cope with it in a WrestleMania. Do you know how many people go to WrestleMania who want to go to WrestleMania and can't, or if something tragic happens and WrestleMania helps build them out of it because it's a moment to just not think about the bad thing. I'm just go entertain myself and watch this and to be a part of it. I love that for her. I love that. I cried with you, Amy. I was crying several buckets and buckets of tears over this moment because that was just a moment in Black women, for Black women to Black women, and Bianca, Black women. Because when Black women,
oh my God, women, I'm sorry.
Period. And baby, she Black women to that on that day. Period.
Oh, period.
All right. Now that you all have talked about the things that you all very important stuff, I'm going to talk about the other stuff because I cannot comment on the impact this had on a Black woman. I am not a Black woman. So I'll just say, as a fan, Bianca as a fan of the Divas of Compton, because they've not only been on Bring It, they were on America's Got Talent too.
Yes, they were.
So I was familiar with them before this, but it was just so great. Like, this is the type of WrestleMania entrance I want them to do every year, where it's just you give the performer carte blanche to do pretty much whatever you want, and you let them form the entrance themselves. And she picked the talent she wanted. She picked everything. She made this entire thing happen. She paid for it herself. Like, I don't know what else to say about Bianca other than just she is that girl. Like, I don't know what else to say. I do. This ring gear is incredible. Bianca Belair. Just Bianca Belair. That's all I could say.
Bianca Belair. Lewis.
I'm kind of sobbing. Like, watching this, all I could think about was how much I knew this would mean to my Black friends. Because this is a platform that, and it's been said already, this is a platform that hasn't always been given to the Black community, especially in the WWE. The fact that we're given a platform not only to Bianca herself, but to a wider Black community, and especially the Divas of Compton, which I didn't have the context behind the Divas of Compton. This was my very first discovery of, because I don't have those shows over here. I don't have the American Got Talent. I don't have what's the name of the other show?
Bring It.
I would definitely look into Bring It and that sort of stuff. But yeah, I couldn't help but feel like this meant so much to my friends in the Black community, especially my Black friends in the wrestling community, who most definitely I saw them all over the timeline speaking so much about how much this meant to them, and that made my heart feel whole. So yeah, most definitely. If we were to wrap up a WrestleMania Entrances video, this is the way to wrap it up. Almost like it's like the bow tie.
It's an incredibly healing moment for a lot of Black wrestling fans who, within the past few years, we've had more Black women's champions than we have in like the whole history of the women's championship, basically. Like, it's just been a really beautiful moment to see Bianca be on this level of success within the company. And it really makes me excited for this year and to see what comes next, because we already know the gear is going to gear. The performance is going to be everything. Like, girl, if you make me cry again, we gonna fight.
We're about to see 3 Black women compete in a tag team at WrestleMania. Like,
no, because I'm going to cry.
Like, just knowing that, because not only is it Naomi, who's like, she has been the flag bearer for so long, right? But Bianca, who came up and became the woman in this company, and then you have the new talent Jade, who's making her like first match outside of a Royal Rumble in the company at WrestleMania, teaming with Bianca and Naomi. Like, I cannot wait. It's gonna be so great.
But if you think about this match itself, we got Bianca, we got Naomi, and we got Jade going against Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Dakota Kai. Three Black women with 2 Asian women and a Samoan woman. Like, you can't tell me this is not one of the greatest things in ever. Like, WWE has grown so much as far as diversity. Sure, can it get better? Absolutely. But
could always be better.
But yeah.
We could always get better, but we're doing it. And not to mention, main event and stand and deliver this year is Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. Like, what?
Which is
I mean, come on, like they're getting there. I think they understand you have to give people of color the same amount of stories and details and fun and let them express themselves like you do their counterparts, and you will have a great show. You will have a show that everybody can appreciate and a product that everybody will love. I never watched NXT before, and now I'm going to NXT pay-per-views, and now I'm loving. I can't wait to watch Stand and Deliver this year. So I am enjoying this product more and more, and I'm very excited because I feel like this is now the time in wrestling that everybody can start feeling appreciated in this business. And I hope they continue to make that strides to continue to do that. But Triple H, you're doing it right now, so I appreciate it.
Quick final thought. Who do you think is going to have the greatest entrance this year coming into WrestleMania?
Oh, this coming WrestleMania. Oh, my gosh.
Okay, bold prediction, LA Knight. I just have this gut feeling, right? Because this man has been over for so long, right? And he's got a marquee singles match with AJ Styles this year. You know, they're not going to use two big entrances on Roman and Cody. Like, they can't. They can't do one for the tag match and one for the main event. Now, could they do one for The Rock? Yes. But LA Knight just seems like the type of person that would have such a cool WrestleMania entrance if they let him have one. And I feel like that could just really add something to that match. Because the build's been good, but they haven't given it a ton of time on TV. So if you let LA Knight have a really cool entrance to set him up to going into AJ Styles, it'll be great.
It's not necessarily that I think he's going to have an amazing entrance, but I would like an incredible Gunther entrance. That would be something to talk about.
That would be really cool.
That would be something to talk about, indeed.
That would definitely be something to talk about.
It's got to be Bianca and Jade and Naomi. Give me a Destiny's Child moment coming out together. I will gag like I've never gagged before in my life. Like, I'm really hoping that we get something really cool for the three of them. I know Damage Control is going to eat. Like, we already know their entrance is going to eat. They're already a cohesive unit. But I think with the way Bianca's vision works for entrances, she's going to turn it out for that group, and it's going to be phenomenal regardless. But, like, that's what I'm looking forward to the most. Their entrance, regardless of what they're doing, I'm going to be screaming. So
I would see, for me, I would love to see a good entrance from Jay and Jimmy Uso. I would love to see a grand entrance from the Usos separately, because we're so used to seeing them together. I would love to let them have the moment, because I don't think we're going to ever get another moment where it's going to be Jay against Jimmy. I think this is going to be the one moment that they wanted to do that, and then they're not doing that again because they go get back together at some point.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
Which I love.
On night two. On night
two of it all. Well, they're not getting back together on night two. Could you imagine them getting back together on night two?
Okay.
Oh my! Could you imagine? Okay, we're gonna say all that for the predictions. We're gonna say all that for the
predictions night is about to eat for us.
Okay. But yeah, I would love to see that. But I think the grandest entrance is coming with The Rock. Deserved, and it'll be deserved. But I think we might get a good entrance from Cody too. Cody's entrance.
I think
he's gonna have actual eagles fly from the rooftops and whatnot. Yeah, probably.
Never use animals.
Don't use animals, please. No more.
I know.
No, there's gonna be a giant animatronic bald eagle, and he's just gonna
fly. 1,000%.
Oh my gosh.
No, I truly believe we're gonna get something special from Bayley.
Deserved. I hope so. She needs
it's about time.
Honestly, she's been kind of hinting at wanting to get Paramore to come do an entrance for her, and they've said that they will do it. So if Bayley can get Paramore to come give her an entrance, I'm never shutting up. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Like, that would be so iconic.
What song would they even do, though?
I don't know.
It wouldn't be Paramore.
Oh no, but like, just so many good options is all I'm saying.
Right.
Like, for whatever reason, my brain is thinking like Decode or something like that would just be so that they would.
Figure 8. Oh, figure eight.
Oh, yeah, that's a good show.
I would. I I will be so angry, mainly because it will make Gabby go.
Yes, Gabby's gonna be. You're not gonna be able to shut Gabby up. They're gonna be eating us all up. Oh my god.
And I want Gabby to say everything. It's just say it all.
Yes, they about to say it all.
Okay, stop.
Love
That's
Gabby.
a whole nother level. Okay. We gonna get up out of here, y'all, because we have spent enough time talking about entrances. But if you have your entrance, what's your entrance? What's your favorite WWE entrance? Let us know. Wrestlemania entrance, rather. Let us know in the comments below. We appreciate you. Subscribe. Y'all see the content we giving y'all. We giving y'all the heat. We giving y'all the fire, and we give you the emotions behind everything. We love it. So hit the subscribe button. The notification.
I cried for you. Subscribe.
Absolutely. We had tears on the show. We had tears. So subscribe. Share with your friends. Tell them that it's a new wrestling podcast on the block, and we're ready to give you all the content that we have. Follow us on our socials at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You could also follow our other channels, the Cup Pod, the Cup TV, and the Cup ESC. Do all of those things. Join our membership channel here on the main channel on the Cup Pod, or our Patreon link. That link will be in the description below. You can follow us too. We're here. You see it. If you want to talk wrestling with us, we'll talk wrestling with you. We don't mind. And then get your cup merch. Get your cup merch.
Cup mug.
The cup mug. The cup mug. Or any of our cup merch.
I feel left out. I need my cup next
week. You need to. And there's no excuses for you. So
I know I'm gonna get it. Don't worry. You sold me on it. It's very nice. We're gonna get our cup.
Period. Get your cup mug or any of our cup merch. Check out LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com. That link is also in the description below. And we're gonna get up out of here. So cheers, y'all.
Bye. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Oh man. Ooh, I cried so much, girl.
Wrestling is emotional.